Wodonga Senior Secondary College acknowledges the Dudara people as the traditional custodians of the lands on which our college sits and their continuing connections to land, water and community. We also acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands where we are filming on today. We pay our respects to the elders of yesterday, today and tomorrow. We also acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands on which you are living, learning, working and dreaming from today.
This is a solemn occasion where we are given the opportunity to reflect on and respect the sacrifices of those who have served, suffered and died in war. Today, we take a pause from our busy lives to reflect on and remember the great cost of war and conflict. We recognise the great legacy of the Anzacs and the sacrifice they made for their families and for the future of Australia. We take great pride in our presentation today.
On the morning of the 25th of April 1915, Australian and New Zealand troops landed under fire on Gallipoli. It was then and in the battles which followed that the Anzac tradition was formed. The elements of that tradition have shaped our nation and offered a lasting example to many generations of Australians. On this day, above all days, we remember all those who served our nations in times of war. We remember with pride their courage, their compassion and their comradeship. We remember what they accomplished for Australia and indeed for the freedom of mankind. Each year we pay homage not only to those original Anzacs, but to all who died or were injured in their service to this country. They enrich our nation's history. We remember those who fell amidst the valleys and ridges of Gallipoli, on the terraced hills of Palestine, in France and Belgium, on the sands of the North African desert, amidst the mountains and olive groves of Greece, Crete and Syria, in the skies over Europe and Singapore, in the jungles of Malaysia, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea and the Pacific Islands, in Korea and Vietnam, in later conflicts and in peacekeeping, in the skies and seas in many parts of the world, and on our own soil and in our sea lanes. We remember those who suffered as prisoners of war and those who died in captivity. We remember staunch friends and allies, especially those who fought alongside us on the first day of Gallipoli in 1915. We honour the memory of those Australians who have fallen in battle. We also share the sorrow of those who have mourned them and of all who have been the victims of armed conflict. Our servicemen and women have left us a splendid heritage. May we and our successors prove worthy of their sacrifice. Our college community values the service of all our current and ex-serving members, and we say thank you to those people who are serving or have served in the Defence Force.
As Defence students, we understand firsthand the importance and significance of those who have served and continue to serve in war and conflict. However, their sacrifice did not end after the war. They continue today and are shown through their commitment to preserving the peace and protecting their home soil. For example, a modern day soldier could spend years away from home missing out on valuable family time with their loved ones. This can cost a defence member much heartbreak as they are not able to be present with their family during monumental occasions and events. The Anzac values are a strong part of our Australian identity. Endurance, courage, ingenuity, good humour and mateship are all values that can be found in Australians today, especially within our school community. This shows how much of an impact the First World War had on shaping our culture and identity as Australians. I think that commemorating Anzac Day is one of the most important things we can do as a nation, as it is a day unlike any other where we are united in reflection upon the great history of our country. As a Defence student, I would like to acknowledge and thank all of you for joining me today on this solemn occasion, remembering what is such an immense day for our home, our country, our nation, Australia.
They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them, lest we forget.
We do not know this Australian's name, and we never will. We do not know his rank or his battalion. He may have been one of those who believed the Great War would be an adventure too grand to miss. He may have felt that he would never live down the shame of not going. The unknown soldier honours the memory of all those men and women who laid down their lives for Australia. We've lost more than 100,000 lives, but we've gained a legend and a deeper understanding of what it means to be Australian.
He's a drover drifting over western plains.
He's a city lad, a clock down Flinders Lane.
They're in the trenches at Lone Pine and on the Flanders firing line. A willing band of ordinary men.
He's all of them, he's one of us, born beneath the Southern Cross. Side by side, we say with pride, he is all of them, and he is one of us. He's a pilot on a midnight bombing raid. He's a naval seaman on the Armadale.
She's a nurse in Vietnam. They're on patrol in Oregon.
Sons and daughters rise into the call. She's all of them, she's one of us, born beneath the Southern Cross. Side by side, we say with pride, she is all of them, she's all of them, she is one of us.
The spirit of the Anzacs,
Proud and strong, the spirit of the Anzacs will live on and on and on. He's all of them, he's one of us, born beneath the Southern Cross. Side by side, we say with pride, he's all of them, he's all of them, she's all of them, they are one of us. They are one of us. They are one of
We are grateful for the legacy the Anzac soldiers have left for us. On behalf of the Wodonga Senior Secondary College community, we thank you for sharing with us today.